So, Carrie, we're back to you again for another insurance question. So, how much are BYOD or bring your own devices impacting policyholders on that part? Is it risky for them? And also, kind of unrelated to that, but I wanted to get you into the cyber insurance part is if someone wants to use a different cybersecurity framework, if they weren't required by compliance, but they want to follow a framework, how does that affect their rate as well? So, bring your own devices, and should they be following a framework at that point?
So I guess the bring your own devices, it's highly frowned upon in our business. If you are using or allowing others or your employees to use their own devices, you're not able to protect them from themselves. I like to say, I like to shop online too, so I use my own personal computer, and we do have those pretty securely blocked at our company. So if a person does use their own device, they're going to need the same, talking about the framework, they're going to need the same framework that your business devices have to be properly insured or more conservatively insured. The cyber liability policies that I talk about are based on if you do have all the right framework, the MFAs are the big one. That's 100%. If you say no to that question, if you do not have an MFA, then you'll have to go to a surplus carrier or an E&S carrier, which it basically means that you're going to have tougher coverage forms. They're not going to be as enhanced, and you're going to be paying a lot more money. We had a problem personally for an insurance agency when we started using an offshore company, and we had to bridge that. We had to make sure that they were using our MFA, or else I think our price was about $10,000 more than it is by just not having that feature in there. Also, there is a component on personal policies that you're able to offer cyber for an employee. Or on your own personal policy. That does protect you. It's limited. It goes up to, I think, $50,000, or you can buy $25,000, but it does give you some personal cyber. So if somebody does have their own device that they're using for business, you can, I guess, cover them in both different ways through your business and also on a personal level. Again, with the rates, your standard companies that you're going to see insuring you for cyber is going to be Chubb, Travelers, there's Coalition, there's many of the names that you usually hear, but then sometimes you have to go off-sea. They will be the E&S carriers. Their forms are probably not as strong as some of the standard carriers, and again, they are going to be more expensive, and they're going to leave some gaps, or they're going to put more responsibility in your lap. So if you don't have those different procedures in place and everything that they're talking about to secure your systems, then you're going to be paying a little bit more.
Just generally, if you guys are unfamiliar with cybersecurity frameworks, it's a list of requirements, best practices that you can implement to better secure your environment that experts have developed. Two of the most common ones are the NIST cybersecurity framework, which is the federal government's recommendations for cyber best practices for private businesses. There's also the CIS benchmarks, which are, I think, privately developed framework or
Center for Internet Security, yeah.
Yeah, thanks. But again, these things are important because it gives you a guideline for what you should be doing, but more importantly, God forbid that you guys get breached and you end up in court for one of your customers suing you for negligence or whatever it may be. You can go in front of the judge and say, I've implemented the federal government's recommendations for cybersecurity. On top of that, I've done X, Y, and Z, but this is what you guys recommend us to do. So it's just a good way to better protect yourselves and ensure you're aligning with something rather than what you may hear day to day.